What is up, Buttercup? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is for all placements, and this reading is intended for the singles, right? So if you are currently single, recently single, whatever your story may be, this reading is going to be for you. It's what you most need to hear right now for the singles. So let's get into it. Let's start with I really want to start with Light Seers. I want to do Light Seers and Witches Tarot. These two are really pulling me. So let's do that. Let's see, what do the singles most need to know right now? Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is general and it's timeless. So whenever you see this is when it's most meant for you. Okay. If other energies pop up, be mindful that they could be parts of yourself. They could also be situations like jobs, living situations, or people around you. Okay. So let's see what's going on for the collective, for those who are single. I heard time to turn around. I don't feel like this is a returning to something. I feel like this is like, reviewing a lesson you missed. High Priestess and the Hierophant. This is the mystic pair, but the Hierophant also is indicative of the teacher, its spirit, its higher power. The High Priestess is what's hidden, right? So it's time to turn around. At this time in the collective, there is going to be a lot of review of things that it's not necessarily we haven't learned, but if, like for instance, if you're going through shadow work at this time, or learning a lesson or accepting something about yourself and you're like, I've already done this. Why is it coming up again? Because there's something deeper within it for you to address. There's something deeper within it for you to understand and really integrate, to call all of yourself into this wholeness, into this oneness. Okay? So let's continue. For the singles, please, Spirit. The Star in reverse, this is a review. 3 majors. The Star to me is second chances. Then you have the Magician. This is all about you embodying your personal power and finding healing with that 4 of Swords. The 2 of Wands, okay, so this is about a loss, right? So if you've recently gone through a breakup, or you at least recently let go of something that you were very deeply emotionally invested in, there is something here that still needs to be learned, that you're still healing. This also tells me that you have a 10 of Cups that's waiting to come in for you. This frequency is higher than which that you're currently at, because since you're going into this healing energy, this is that place of needing to understand, like, okay, like there's a part of me that I need to see, accept, and lay to rest, right? Either lay to rest or rebuild it and reintegrate it. And by doing so, you're changing your own frequency. You're shifting into a higher state of consciousness. So you're going to actually be attracting this 10 of Cups that in the past might have felt like a 10 of Cups, but was still imbalanced, was a little unstable. 10 of Cups in reverse to me is delays in your 10 of Cups, but it also tells me that in the past, because you had to go through the 6, which represents the past, it tells me that in the past, these relationships might have seemed logically, physically fulfilling, but emotionally they weren't. And so you're healing those parts of yourself that contributed to that dynamic and accepting the parts that were imposed upon you, right? And seeing the lesson in that. I like this. Very nice. Bottom of the deck, we have the Sun. Yeah, it's enlightenment, higher states of consciousness, but this is also moving. Yeah, oh my gosh, I love this. And you have the 9 of Pentacles and Judgment. So this is shifting into that place of, I just heard a higher reality. Judgment is the soul's call. It is about making the decisions that resonate with you so you can be this 9 of Pentacles, right? So you can really feel stable and safe and secure in who you are. I love this so much. So much. Okay, let's clarify now. Show me what I most need to see for the singles of the collective. I heard taking chances. Some of you, this is going to be, okay, we'll hold off on that. I said not yet. Okay. Some of you, this is going to be very triggering, but just because it's triggering doesn't mean it's wrong. Those triggers are happening so you can see the things that need to be, you can see the things that are causing this emotional response in you. Let's look at the High Priestess. This feels very loving. The High Priestess energy. We have the Page of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Hangman. Yeah, you're having a new perspective. Yeah, and there's Temperance. So there's that very loving energy. Temperance is like this very nurturing energy from the divine. To me, it's a divine assist. It's our angels, our ancestors. It's higher states of consciousness. And I'm a really big fan of the Temperance card. Very much so. Sagittarius energy, and we are heading into Sag season, so that's really nice. That's lining up like that. And then we have Pisces here with the Hangman. So the Hangman tells me that, okay, so if you've been feeling this is interesting. This is similar to the Divine Feminine read I did, the masculine versus feminine. This feels kind of like that, which also came up on a Patreon weekly we did. A very similar message, a little different, but I like this. This is someone seeing how they've stagnated, right? How you've slowed down and how it might be a little self-imposed. And that's why this review is coming up. It's like, okay, whoa. My fears, my insecurities, my limiting beliefs are all rooted in a wounded part of me that I'm rejecting, right? The Page of Wands to me is the wounded child. It's a part of the soul that wants to be fun. It wants to go explore. It wants to do all these great things, right? But it's this, but how am I going to do it? How am I really going to get there? How am I going to feel so in alignment with who I am, right? And that's what you're starting to see. You're like, okay, what is the real reason I'm not moving forward? Like, what is it really? It's not my job. It's not this relationship. It's not this other person. It's not this. What is it within me that is stopping me from moving forward? And that's where the true healing comes in. So if you're feeling like you're at a place where you've been already before, it's because you're needing to review, to rebuild parts of you. It's about you now. Okay, let's look at the Hierophant. Chariot in reverse. Yeah, Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So this tells me that you are reviewing a lesson. The Chariot is kind of like, okay, let's go back down this path, or let's pause before we really accelerate forward to where you're not supposed to be, but your next destination, because you're always exactly where you're supposed to be, because it's part of your soul's growth. So that's a beautiful thing in and of itself. Now with the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords in reverse, this gives me a Six of Swords in reverse. In order to move into this calmer waters, you need to be honest about the parts of you that have been self-sabotaging, or the parts of you that are a little deceptive, and you're like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to accept it. This isn't great, right? This doesn't feel nice. Okay? In the sense of like, you might think that of your own Seven of Swords, that this isn't great, this doesn't feel nice. This actually feels really great as a reader. This feels nice because this is someone who's willing to question themselves but not doubt themselves. Like questioning, why am I doing this? Why did I behave that way? Does that make me XYZ, right? Codependent, or traits of codependency, or self-sacrificing, or am I a little manipulative, right? Does this person have a point? You know, and that's where the healing's going to come in. Let's look at the Star. It's not about blame. It's not about the fault. It's about accepting the parts of you that need to be accepted so you can heal and have healthier dynamics moving forward. Let's look at the Star for the Divine. I almost said for the Divine. Five of Swords, King of Cups in reverse, and Strength. Ooh, it's a little ego. It does feel like ego. Strength to me is actually, I feel like your masculine and your feminine energy within you as an individual are battling. It's like, I know, and I see it, but I don't want to feel it and accept it. It's like knowing something really ugly about yourself or something you're not too proud of, and instead of accepting that, the best way I could put this is that form of you is in the past. Like, you did not have the tools you have today. So don't reject that part of you. Don't punish yourself. You're playing a role in your own suffering here, right? So this is that acknowledgement of, I'm keeping myself in this state of conflict, right? I'm keeping myself in this state of conflict because I'm struggling to tame my own ego when it decides to be way too critical, right? So you're on that teeter-totter of, how do I show myself compassion? How do I not beat myself up? How do I not be critical? How can both be true? How can I have my perspective but also see theirs and know that, okay, this is room for improvement, right? This is an opportunity for me to heal that, so I don't make someone else feel this way, but also so I can have healthier dynamics and accept myself more fully. Let's look at the Magician. Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups. Yeah, so this dynamic that you walked away from or that you left was something that challenged you to be really vulnerable. Yeah. So we have the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Cups in reverse, and Judgment in reverse. It wasn't meant to end. How do I want to say this? It's not that like it was not meant to end. Let's just say that that's why you're going back and reviewing this lesson, though. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get back with this person or be friends with this person again, or coworkers, or you're going to resolve your family drama, whatever this relationship is, right? Because singles just is like an individual energy. And I do focus on like the romance side of it, but I'm just saying, if this is elsewhere in your life, this is you recognizing, wait, I have the opportunity to have a new beginning where I fully embody myself and to not go back to these old patterns. This doesn't have to represent that specific person that you were dealing with where you mirrored that emotional shutdown. It could be you recognizing how these relationships showed up in different forms in your life and like, I don't want that again, right? I don't want to be emotionally shut down, and I don't want a partner who's emotionally shut down, right? That's not for me. Judgment in reverse. So you're realizing what you can create and how you can change that within yourself. Let's look at the Four of Swords. I just felt very forward movement. And they showed me the Chariot in my mind's eye. But when I feel pushed, especially to my right, to my masculine is about creating, it's about producing, it's about movement, whereas feminine's very present. This is where I feel a big shift here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Ten of Wands. Okay, so that's that shift. The Ten of Wands is the completion of the cycle. When you finally start to accept these things, this burden, this heaviness is going to release, and that's what's going to allow you to move forward. The 10 minus the 4 gives you a 6 of Wands. This also tells me that this is a very victorious, a very good time to give yourself that recognition. You're going to receive that recognition. People are going to see this change in you. You're going to see the change in yourself, and you're going to realize, whoa, I'm attracting so many more things in my life that actually align with me. This is really nice. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. I like it. 2 10s, and then you have a 5 in reverse. So you're getting out of this energy of like, ooh, I'm stuck in this energy of like change, right? This uncomfortable of like, who am I? Where am I going? Am I going forward? Am I going backward? What direction do I really want to go in? And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. You're moving through this change in order to shift into a more stable foundation, to find relationships, friendships, business partnerships, and alliances that are going to be prosperous, stable. They last the test of time. There's an equal give and take. There's an abundance mindset, a mindset of gratitude, right? Because with the 10 of Pentacles, in order to embody a 10 of Pentacles, you got to be in this place of, you don't gotta be in this place, but it's a higher frequency. So when you are grateful for what you have, when you're grateful of what you can give, when you have that compassion, when you have that love, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to play a role in my own suffering. I'm going to choose to move as if I am one and you are one. Oh, I see myself in you, right? I see the hurt in you, and I see the hurt in me, the suffering in me, and that's what allows me to transmute and move through love, right? That's like the lesson of the Buddha. So when we get to the 10 of Pentacles, that's that very stable energy, it's going to last the test of time. It's unshakable. Let's look at the 2 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles, Fool. Both in reverse. This is interesting. This is like an energy of, I feel like this is someone who doesn't know where they're going, and that's okay. It's not that you're lost. You're just kind of like, the universe is going to guide you, and that's okay. But don't give up. You got to continue. Whatever you already have in motion, just keep taking small steps in that direction. And when opportunities arise, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to snatch it or it's for you, but you can explore it and say, do I want this? Do I not want this? Is this for me? Is this not for me? Let's get another. Yeah, Knight of Wands. Yeah, you want change. You want the news so bad that you're kind of rushing. So, and that's okay to be really excited. It's great to be ambitious. A Knight of Wands just has very scattered energy. So if you're a little all over the place, just try to keep yourself like reeled in, be mindful of that. So this way you don't go into this mode of taking on more than you can chew, right? Page of Cups. I like this with the Knight of Wands. I like the Page of Cups, Knight of Wands. This is someone finding the excitement in life again. I don't feel like this is going to be in regards to work. I feel like in regards to I don't even think that this is in regards to relationships, honestly. Like when I look at these two and I hold the Page of Cups, this feels like someone who's really focusing on themselves. It does. It feels like someone like, I don't really want to build that with you. I don't really want to invest in that with you. I want to do these things because they light me up. And how can I continue lighting myself up? And then once you master that, that's when you get to the Nine of Cups, right? The emotional fulfillment of self. And that's when your Ten of Cups is going to come in. This feels like someone who's trying to create a new life for themselves. But in order to have that Fool, that new life, they need to discover who this new self is for this new life, right? Let's look at the Ten of Cups. Yeah, Page of Swords. That's the student. Hermit in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. This is nice. Okay, yeah, you're done with the old. You're done with past relationships. The 7 minus the 3 of Cups gives you a 4 of Cups. I feel like you're not going to fight for connections that are not reciprocated. It also shows me that you've outgrown certain dynamics in your life, and you're going to come to this place of realizing, whoa, this is actually not a 10 of Cups for me. This is not what is emotionally fulfilling. This is things and situations and relationships that I thought were healthy, but I'm realizing, my healthy does not look like this. My healthy looks a little different. And everybody's healthy is going to look a little different. Like what's best for you is not going to be what's best for me. And that's okay. So you're learning to see that more clearly as a Page of Swords. This feels like someone who's starting to embody like an observer energy. We're definitely going through a new wave of awakenings here in the collective. There's a lot of Page and Knight energy. I like that though, because it means that more people, yeah, there's the Tower, card of awakenings. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles is in reverse. With the 6 of Pentacles being next, it tells me that you're starting to experience life through this give and take with the divine, right? The universe, manifestation, your higher power, whatever label you'd like to use. But also you're going to start to see this play out in your relationships. With the Tower here, I feel like a lot of you are going to come into a lot of abundance, like in regards to your financial standing. If that's something that you're working on, building a business, it does feel like that. It feels very much so like your own material world is growing and expanding, which is really, really nice. I feel like old relationships are just done and buried. They're just like, okay, they're out of here. I don't want it anymore. I see why now. Yeah, Sun in reverse and Justice in reverse. And the 4 of Swords. So the things and then the World in reverse. Very fitting. Yeah, so these old cycles you're realizing are what kept you oppressed or in a state of feeling out of balance with yourself. And that's what you're working on healing. So this transformation is bringing you back into the 6 of Pentacles, Taurus energy. We just had the Taurus eclipse, and that's all about bringing stability back into our lives. So you're finding new ways to not feel oppressed, not to feel stuck, and to find a balance within yourself, your material world, your spiritual world, and your emotional world, which is great. Okay, the material world is also about your health in the physical body, not just monetary and materialistic things. So just be mindful of that. But my dears, this is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, or you want to join the mentorship program to become a Reiki practitioner or quantum healer, check it all out. It's all on my website. Like, share, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I wish you the best. Also, if you want a free 10-minute reading, go ahead, check out Patreon. Yep, I have some stuff on there for y'all. But I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.